Jean, and she and I have been having our little giggles behind the scenes because Gloria Jean is someone who has been in my life for many, many years since I started my spiritual path with Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the Four Agreements, and she was one of his master teachers. And I just love Gloria Jean. She just exudes love, and she and I were kind of giggling about what title to use because she doesn't necessarily identify with some more concrete titles. But I've seen her do amazing healings. I've seen her channel messages. I've seen her just to be that messenger of love and light and have all sorts of really amazing experiences all throughout the cosmos. So we have been having a conversation. Yeah, she had one of those experiences this week, and I know many of you were on that call for a million meditators when, what was it? Jupiter and Pluto crossed each other on, here it was on Saturday night. So she had quite an experience with that, and she's still kind of coming back into words and form and how she wants to interact with the world. So I'm just really excited to hear a little bit more about your experience and the message that you feel really called to deliver right now.
Okay, well, first of all, I thank you for this. In a way, it pushes me out of my comfort zone because I haven't done this kind of thing in a long time, and yet it's such a beautiful way to share love. And I'm happy to be here, and I just want to take the first few moments to go into my heart and to connect to the hearts of those who are listening to us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm. That's some beautiful beings. It's beautiful beings. I'd like to say, first of all, give a little disclaimer because, as Megan said, I'm pretty foggy right now. I'm finding myself in a place where it's often difficult for me to complete a coherent sentence. I just keep floating away. So, with your indulgence, I have written out what I had intended to say, because when I sit down to type it, it comes so fast and it's so effortless. So excuse me for having to look at the paper instead of into Megan's beautiful eyes. Okay, so this is what's been happening for me lately. This is what I've become aware of, and it may not be even new to any of you. We're all kind of in this together with this time of discovery. So I want to say, first of all, that one thing I'm sure of is that we were born for exactly this time. Mm-hmm. This is why we came. We and many, many others for generations have envisioned and intended a quantum shift for humanity and our beautiful planet Earth. So now that the chaos, in quotes, is upon us, it's important for us to keep our focus on the furthering of the process that we asked for and that we're participating in. We got to this point, but there's more for us to do. We've got more to do. So chaos is the disruption, the breaking down, the transformation of the old order that had fear and greed as its foundation. It's the dismantling of the old and the creation of the new world, which is based on love and all of its expressions. We can humbly accept this chaos as validation of our efforts and our intent to propel this quantum leap. So the form that this chaos has taken creates a dichotomy within us in which we can perceive as we feel our emotions and observe our thoughts and our words. It's natural to want to see the end to the suffering, the death, the isolation, concerns over so many practical issues that are happening now, anxiety over what more we may have to deal with and for how long. Fear crops up in varying degrees. Acknowledge it, but don't feed it. And also, I think another thing that I recently became aware of just last night was that unless you allow yourself to feel the fear when it comes up, you will not be able to relate to and help those that do. So it really isn't about just keeping yourself in a very woo-woo state all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's feeling what is, feeling all the feelings. And there's nothing wrong with the fear. It's perfectly natural. But even with that going on, our spirit pulls back the lens to see the big picture, which is stunning in its magnitude and its magnificent response to our deepest desires. This is so exciting. Our spirit is the keeper of wisdom beyond knowledge. What's clear to me is that we are called to surrender to the process and the timing. My teeth are chattering. That must mean something. All the while caring for ourselves and others in whatever ways we can.
Mm-hmm.
Like Megan does. She takes care of all of us. She's one of my angels. So there's something that I want to insert here because I feel very strongly about this. What I'm seeing is that directing our intent to ending the pandemic is actually counterproductive.
Mm-hmm.
It leaks away our personal power's ability to contribute to the bigger picture. I talked about pulling back the lens and seeing what we're really shooting for,
Mm-hmm.
which is the fulfillment of what we've been doing all of this time. So, keep your attention on the target. I cringe when I hear or read people saying, I just want to get back to normal. No. 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 Our dream is much bigger than that. The old normal cannot be fixed with Band-Aids and duct tape. It must collapse almost to its foundations, the fear and greed upon which it was built. This can be hard to hear, and it requires deep resolve and mutual support. It's unknown times.
Mm-hmm.
Surrender can be very challenging for the doers.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to sit back and surrender sometimes.
Yeah.
When we want to make things happen when we want it to happen.
Yeah.
So the meditation that I had originally intended to offer was basically a conscious seeding into the earth of the values that we want the new humanity, the new earth to be based on.
Mm-hmm.
Love in its multitude of forms. I had envisioned that as a nice meditation, and it's a simple but powerful tool which solidifies the dream and helps us stay focused and also keeps our vibration up, which is really important.
Yeah.
But after the global meditation, I was clearly told that we are now called upon to experience each moment as if we were already in the future that we've asked for and which already exists. How will it feel to be in that love-based world?
Why don't we have everyone even just like close their eyes, and as you're asking these questions to take a minute to really feel what you're saying.
How will it feel to be in that love-based world that we have been dreaming? Feel it now, regardless of the circumstances of the moment. Do as much as you can of this during each day. This practice of bringing the highest qualities we can imagine into now will bring us that future to us faster than we can imagine. I saw this. I know it to be true. we can move the timeline of creation. And this is one of the tools to do that. Feel it. Own it. You have the power to do this. I had this image of each of us as being a little guru living in the midst of folly. Well, you are that guru. Say you're driving down the freeway and suddenly a car cuts you off and you choose to stay immersed in loving all of your sisters and brothers. As the guru, you perceive the events of the old dream as oddities, even as you're still immersed in them. I know that this is my practice to master. If it resonates with you, please, please join me. Our creation has already been born. We just have to nurture it. But make no mistake, we will be challenged. There's still a battle going on. We will be challenged. Take care of yourself and claim your sovereignty, if there's such a word even. Sovereignty? When low vibration pushes, and it will, claim your sovereignty in the physical assault or the etheric assault. Claim your power. We were born for this time. In fact, we created it. And each of us is in exactly the right place. Let's support the process for the highest good of all. The time is now.
Mm-hmm. I love the reminders, Gloria Jean, of the fact that we already are powerful creators who have dreamt this, right? Because so many of us have been working on ourselves and on our practices and with our clients. We've already created this. Yeah. We had the vision, the dream. And now when you asked me to close my eyes, like I could literally feel, it was like I was just like pulling that dream and pulling myself to be merged and to keep remembering, like, this is the practice. Like I kept hearing Miguel say, practice makes the master. So if we want to live in of love and respect and understanding and compassion and all those wonderful things, then we just have to keep imbuing ourselves and our body and our words and our actions each and every day. So what a good practice.
Well, I just wanted to add a little piece that popped into my head. Now I'm probably going to go rambling. Time is an interesting thing.
Uh-huh.
And we can, if we look at time linearly, you see that the new world, the new dream that we've created is somewhere in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't experience time that way.
Uh-huh.
I experience that everything is happening at the same time,
mm-hmm.
but at different vibrations. And when we meet the vibration of what we have created, we're there. But it's already there.
Mm-hmm.
So know that
mm-hmm.
and nurture it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you start to live it, the old dream is going to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
It is already. Some of the things that we seem to dislike the most are the very things that need to happen. Do not lose heart. The structure has to crumble, no duct tape.
Sure. Thank you so much, love.
Thank you, Megan. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you to everybody. for tolerating me and my little written notes.
Well, Gloria and G and then I have had a couple little sessions where she used to appear upside down on the camera and sideways and all sorts of things. So to me, the most important thing was you being here, your presence, your words, your gift. So thank you so much for that. And I just hope that everyone here will take this practice into your heart and this wisdom. And we are here every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time on weekdays. So tomorrow, Anna Claire Walsh is joining me from the UK, and she is an amazing soul plan. She does astrology reading. She helps people really be on their soul path, which I really love. And I also just want to mention that on Friday, I'm going to be doing a how to show up fully for yourself and your community and your tribe, and really talking about some of these energetic trends I've seen during these times and how we can actually serve ourselves and our community in a really deep way, and to give you some extra tools on just like how to navigate it, because I know a lot of us who are sensitive and teachers and healers are trying to surf all these different waves of energy that are coming through, and then also still serve our tribe. So I would love for you to join me for that. It's going to be at 1 o'clock, 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 1 o'clock Mountain Time. And it's free. I'll put the link in the description of this as well, so everyone has it. So thank you again, love.
Oh,
With you.
love you.
Love you too.
Namaste.